not supposed to be weak. But everywhere you look, weakness is the norm. And when a man shows up who is built, who is strong, who is dangerous, who is capable, people treat him like he's out of place, like he's some sort of wild animal. It shouldn't be shocking. That should be the standard. And what's actually shocking is how the government has engineered weakness into men. They poison the food supply with seed oils and sugar and chemicals that absolutely destroy your hormones. They flood the environment with plastics and toxins to choke out your testosterone. And then they sell you the fix, right? Therapy, antidepressants, pills to numb you.
TikToker Dallas James Wicker is about to get checked by the Comrade Good Trouble. Let's watch.
I don't get dudes who blast gear and undergo intense gender-affirming care like this gentleman does, calling other men weak. The English language is not descriptive enough for that level of dissonance. I can't. Your concern about the government allowing food corporations to feed us poison is undermined somewhat by your insistence on voting for administrations that cut funding to the FDA and the EPA, brother. I don't understand how you are a real person. By the way, you'll be shocked to find out that that whole act, this mountain man in Wyoming, whatever, is him trying to sell you a course. Don't believe me?
And if you're done being a pawn in their agenda and you're ready to reclaim the presence that men like us were meant to carry, I'll work with you one-on-one, brother. Not some cookie-cutter trainer, I'll tell you that much. Not some life coach. Not a therapist. A man who's already walked out of the system that they built to keep you weak.
This remains one of the funniest things about the alpha male red pill manosphere. This is the least escape from the matrix there is. This is burrowing further into society's expectations of you. Everything about this is just conforming to society's expectations of you as a man. That's all that is. You haven't done one. You are still plugged into the system, brother. Anyway, if you want to be like me, an actual man, I'm selling a course.
A fair question to ask. Why do these guys always sell online courses? Because, the answer being, they're trying to mimic Andrew Tate and his attempt to try and get in the manosphere. That's why.
Hey, I'm just going to say this. I didn't learn perfect English so that I can try and figure out your up ebonics.
Hey, man, is this you?
In case you didn't know, EBT cards have been being used for Carnival Cruise.
EBT have been being used. Have been being used.
But like the last president of the United States' son says crack is okay.
The last president of the United States' son. Is the perfect English in the room with us, my guy? Also, not for nothing.
Hey, I hope y'all realize that they convinced you to worship criminals so that when you found out, you would hold them up to the highest regards like George Floyd and your other heroes.
That's what we call projection, brother. Anyway, this guy lives in a school bus, and his vote counts as much as mine does. So...
The original uploader, by the way, Vagabonzino, is no longer on TikTok.
Hey, quick question. Why are illegal immigrants more important to the liberals in this country than American citizens who are homeless or homeless American veterans? With all the billions we've spent on illegal immigration and housing these people and providing for them when they're not even supposed to be here, why didn't we just take care of our own homeless and our own homeless veterans? Just a quick, easy question.
Because every time we try to do that, you people blow an O-ring about socialism. And then you turn around and vote for an administration that is trying to criminalize being homeless and poor. And oh, by the way, cut funding to the VA. What the f*** are you talking about? Here's an easy follow-up question. Why do you support this administration spending billions of dollars on immigration when they could just be housing our homeless and our veterans? You ever think about that, maybe? Here's another one, you barnacle. Why do you hate America so much and your fellow citizens to the point that you delight in other people's suffering? You want to I'm just going to softball that one in there. You can answer that whenever you want. We are all exhausted by your willful ignorance. All of you. We're over it, dude.
It's rather shocking how the answers are right there and they still can't read them.
A lot of people coming to my account right now, super mad from that guy's video. How you doing? First of all, I stand by every single thing that I said. Second of all, the reaction to that video is quite literally proving my point that the left has an inability to look in a mirror and take accountability for why it is they are in the position that they're in. Just because you don't think that transitioning children is radical doesn't mean the average American doesn't find that to be quite radical. Just because you don't think that having men in the highest levels of women's sports isn't radical does not mean that the average American doesn't look at that and say, that's kind of crazy. Just because you think it's okay to be naked on the streets just because it's June does not mean that the average American is like, gross. Perhaps these sorts of things are the thing that have turned people off to this movement, and that was the point of my video. And all of the people who are unwilling to even think about it from that perspective are the reason that this keeps happening. So, I don't know. Good luck, babe. Like, God.
This was, and I say this respectfully, an obtuse, ill-founded, illogical take.
In my experience, which is pretty significant at this point, people who stand by what they said 100% usually do it with a little more confidence than a shaking leaf in a hurricane. Generally, they don't turn their comments off. The abject projection and cope of you just saying, well, you guys are just not seeing it my way, while in the same breath, flatly denying my criticism of you not being able to see how historically the same talking point has been used to deny people equal rights in America is hypocritical and a little dumb, Noel. No, you guys aren't getting it. This is not normal. No, you guys aren't getting it. This is not normal. No, you guys aren't getting it. This is not normal. No, you guys aren't getting it. It's not normal. The point is, a lot of the freedoms that we, and especially, specifically you, enjoy right now were completely radical, insane ideas at the time. The idea that women should be allowed to vote was going to bring about the end of our society and the American experiment once upon a time. It didn't, because it's obvious. Drive that car to the library and open a book. I beg of you, for all of us.
Well put. Good examples, stuck the landing. Bravo. Here's how I feel about all this. And objectively speaking, this dude's account is very important. And I'm going to tell you why. Full disclosure, I participated in TikTok lives with him. I think he's a good dude from what I've seen. Combating all of this stuff, where not only the amount of people, specifically men, are peddling in large swaths of disinformation in order to lure younger dudes into this red pill style content. It's everywhere, man. And whether they are getting paid by dark money or not, it is lucrative. The money on the right, I remember seeing that Media Matters bubble. It shows the amount of influencers versus the amount of left-leaning people. It is like an insurmountable lead that they have because of how profitable it is. What this dude is doing is really important because this is a dude. I don't believe in alpha male stuff, but what he is showing is how to lead against the pro-insurrectionist crowd. And he is doing it not with kid gloves, but with takedowns. He has gone into their spaces on TikTok lives and exposed them. I remember, I think her name was Mercedes, who was trying to play this like centrist middle ground, which is not a place to be. You're basically a classic Dem lib who is closer to fascism than leftism. And what he did was expose somebody for being a staunch racist, having a monkey face and doing a black accent. And he exposed that person. He is unapologetically left. It's like that saying that George Carlin had, if I were to fall out of a plane, I would fall out on the left. That's how far left I am. That is what this dude is. And combating this sort of stuff is vital. Because on the off chance that someone comes across a Good Trouble TikTok clip or a Hassan Piker stream, it will only benefit us in the long term to claw as many out from the Manosphere and red pill content as possible.